Hey friends, it's Lori. Before today's show starts rolling, I want to make sure you know about our most popular ebook at theproducemoms.com, Science Fair and STEM Projects. This free ebook offers 15 science fair and STEM projects using fruits and vegetables. It's perfect for students, educators, and parents alike. We provide the supply list and step-by-step instructions for each project from start to finish. Of course, it's up to you and the students to find the conclusion. The Produce Moms Science Fair and STEM Projects ebook has been recognized by the National Science Teachers Association, and it is available to our podcast fans as a free download. Visit theproducemoms.com/science to claim your copy today. Welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast, where we believe there is a produce mom in all of us. I'm Lori Taylor, founder and CEO of the Produce Moms. For 10 years, I sold fresh produce to over 300 grocery stores in the U.S. And today, my team and I are fully focused on inspiring people to eat more fruits and vegetables. This show is just one of the ways that we hope to inspire you and your family to eat more produce and live a better life. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, join our community of almost 40,000 in all 50 states and over 30 countries by visiting theproducemoms.com/subscribe. And be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks for being here. Enjoy today's show. Okay, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Produce Moms Podcast. We have an incredible woman as our guest today. She is the co-founder of Pulp Pantry. You guys, this is an emerging food brand. I would call Ashley a social entrepreneur. She's taking what she and her co-founder and everyone at Pulp Pantry are essentially taking what was food waste and turning it in. They're upcycling it. They're turning it into a very delicious and nutritious snack. These granola bites, they're so yummy. I just ordered a bag of each variety. Ashley was, Pulp Pantry was present at one of our recent produce industry trade shows, the United Fresh Convention in Chicago, Illinois. And I had, at least 5 of my dear friends who were at that show come up to me and they said, Lori, you have to meet Ashley Miyasaki, the co-founder of Pulp Pantry. You are going to love her story. You're going to love what her food, you're going to love the food product that she and her partner have created, but you're really going to love her story. You're going to love her energy, and you're going to love her dedication to this industry. So without further ado, you guys, warm welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast to Ashley Miyasaki. She is the co-founder at Pulp Pantry. Ashley, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Wow, that was a beyond glowing introduction. I really couldn't have asked for a warmer welcome, and super excited to join you today.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. And like I said, since being introduced to Pulp Pantry, I've become a fan. I just placed my latest online order this morning.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, always the same thing. One of every flavor, and then I add an extra one of the cinnamon toast. Cinnamon crunch. Yeah.
That's my favorite too.
Yeah, it is so good. So, let's educate everyone on this. Your brand, your business, Pulp Pantry. How did it start? How do you describe yourself? You take it from here.
Absolutely. So it really started with a very simple realization. It was actually my partner, Caitlin, who I've known since freshman year of college, who really had this aha moment. So she comes from the Midwest too. She's originally from Chicago, and she had never seen people juice before she moved to Los Angeles. And so she saw a friend juice a carrot and was just taken aback by how much pulp was left over relative to the amount of juice produced. So to just give you some context, for every pound of juice produced, approximately 4.5 pounds of pulp are left behind, which is a crazy amount when you think about it.
Yeah, I juice at home, so I've seen it, but I didn't realize the ratio. But I'm not surprised now that you say it, as someone who has done fresh pressed juice in my home.
Exactly.
Wow, that is significant. So keep going. Sorry, I said this is
for sure. No, I love that. I love that. And so she was just basically asking her friends, so what are you doing with the pulp? And her friend was like, I honestly don't know what to do with it. I'm just throwing it out. I don't feel good about throwing it out. I don't feel good about wasting food, but I really don't have a better solution for this. And so started getting curious about it. And she started asking other friends who juice, like, what are you guys doing with the pulp? Figuring someone must have a solution. Someone must have a better answer. And as it turned out, everyone had the same response. Don't know what to do with it. Just throwing it out. Wish I could do something better. Right. And took a look around and saw that there were all of these commercial juiceries throughout Los Angeles and really vast network of commercial juiceries, and thought, hey, they must have a better solution, right? They must have this figured out. And as it turned out, they did it. They were doing the same thing. They were throwing it out as well and pointing to these black plastic trash bags and, wishing that they also had a better solution. For the most part, really didn't have anything else to do with it. And at the same time, she was working at a community garden in South LA called the Garden School Foundation. And she saw that kids were coming to school at this Title I, relatively low income school, and had never seen fresh fruits or vegetables in their lives. Not just, weren't really eating them, had never seen them. And were coming to school and were eating Twinkies and hot Cheetos and Doritos and, honestly, a lot of junk food. And that's what their diet was comprised of, right? And I've done a lot of volunteer work as well, and, was volunteering with a nonprofit that worked in health and human services, and saw that essentially their parents, right, their constituents had diabetes and heart disease and high cholesterol and really long-term lifestyle-related diseases that tracked directly back to nutrition. And so, she saw really that on one hand, there was this huge surplus of fresh fruit and vegetable that was literally being discarded every day. And on the other hand, there were these kids in South LA and honestly throughout the US and their families who were suffering from these diseases and, not living their best lives because they didn't have access, because there was scarcity. And so thought, hey, what if we could bring together this surplus and this scarcity and ultimately create a more equitable food system by doing that? So that was really where the idea for Pulp Pantry was born.
That's fascinating. It's very resourceful. And like I said in the intro, it is, you don't think of upcycling food, but that's exactly what you guys have done.
Yeah. I mean, one of our mentors actually said to us once something that really resonated with me. Waste isn't waste until you waste it, right? And a big part of our mission too is helping to rethink the way that people think about waste in our country, right? I think that we have such a consumerist oriented culture and we don't necessarily understand how much we're wasting, right? And it's interesting when you actually track your consumption, it becomes really apparent, where everything is going.
Right. No, that's fascinating. So tell us a little bit more. So it sounds like that from an operational standpoint, you guys have solidified partnerships with juiceries that are in the LA area where you guys are manufacturing and, creating Pulp Pantry.
Yep, exactly.
And, we should probably actually back up here for a quick second. Describe what is Pulp Pantry? What is the food item?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so, we see ourselves as a sustainable food company that's on a mission to make fruits and vegetables as ubiquitous as grains and sugar. That's our bigger mission, right? Wow. And we're doing this by leveraging this unique resource, juice pulp, which happens to be actually the most nutritious part of the whole fruit and vegetable. It has 90% of the fiber, right? Yeah. Half the nutrients and just a third of the natural sugar. And so using that to create our reinventions of childhood classic snacks, but doing it in a clean ingredient, fruit and vegetable forward way. So doing Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Cocoa Pebbles, but out of juice pulp. So, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavor that we both love so much, it's made from 50% carrot pulp.
Right. Isn't that amazing, you guys? And I'm telling you, your children, anyone out there who's listening, first of all, you're going to love it. Second of all, your children are going to love it. And we can all smile about it and feel good about it because you're eating a fiber-dense food that is, to Ashley's point, it's half vegetable pulp. and the other nutritional properties, they're like little granola bites is how I would describe your food items at Pulp Pantry. Is that how you describe them?
That's exactly how we would describe them. That's perfect. I mean, honestly, I eat them as a snack on the go. I eat them with yogurt, milk, for breakfast, for a snack, whatever you want. I mean, what's cool about it is there's a lot of versatility there.
Yeah, and they're great for schools, you guys. They're free of, the most common allergens. It's your ingredients are primarily fruit and vegetable pulp, seeds, and what else? I mean, that's really your primary ingredient. I mean, there's no gluten, there's no artificial sweeteners or sugar,
no soy.
Yeah. So very, from a marketing perspective, what you would call clean ingredients. And then for moms that are moms like me that are tasked with sending, snacks in for your kids to eat in their classroom before or after lunch, you can choose Pulp Pantry with confidence because they're free of all the top allergens. So, like I said, my children love them, and we are a big fan of that cinnamon toast flavor here in the Taylor household. So
I love that. It makes me so happy. It was so cute. One of my girlfriends the other day sent me this picture of her 2-year-old little daughter with a little bowl and eating it, and that just makes me so happy, right? Because that's our bigger thing, right? Even when we think about helping kids and families to adopt those kinds of habits early on, right? Our hope is that kids will go to the grocery store with their families and see carrots at the grocery store and not be saying, ew, carrots, I don't like vegetables, but saying, hey, I had carrots for breakfast in my cereal and I really liked it. I like carrots, and be more open and excited to trying it in other kinds of forms as well.
Right. I love that. And another thing too, I mean, we've talked about obviously upcycling the pulp, kind of comes back to a topic that we have, earlier in season 2 of the podcast, we had Hungry Harvest on, and they're another example of social entrepreneurs with a focus on, eliminating fresh food waste in the United States. And, you could absolutely, I want to use this as an opportunity to remind people, you guys, 40% of food that is raised here in the US, it goes straight to the trash. And one thing that I love about Pulp Pantry is they identified something that really everyone was just like, yeah, it is trash. I mean, they didn't, no one really understood what you could do with the pulp from juices until really this product hit the market. I mean, is there anyone I guess what I'm asking you is, do you have yes, you have competition, but is there anyone out there doing like what you're doing, utilizing this juice pulp to create a whole new food item?
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't seen anyone doing what we're doing. We've seen like people try in little bits and pieces, but honestly, it's difficult to make juice pulp taste good, to be totally honest with you. And we've spent years doing it, right? And really investing and hiring a vegan pastry chef who was an expert at baking and really understood this to formulate recipes, understanding that you can have the healthiest product in the world, but if it's not tasty and it doesn't taste delicious, at the end of the day, people won't buy it, and we won't have the kind of impact that we want to have, both from a nutrition, health, and also a sustainability perspective.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of sustainability, which means many things, but one of the primary things that sustainability means is, taking care of the earth and being responsible with the way we use our resources. I know from reading your website and your LinkedIn page, Ashley, for every pound of pulp rescued, Pulp Pantry is saving 38 gallons of water.
Yeah. Yeah. When you think about the amount of water, I mean, this, Laura, that goes into commercial agriculture production, right? All of the water that goes into producing fruits and vegetables, by using something that would otherwise have gone to waste, we're reducing the amount of water that needs to go into producing new fruits and new vegetables.
Right. Yeah, no, that's amazing. So there's just sustainability all the way around, that equitable food system that I know is a strong part of the platform here at Pulp Pantry. And then obviously with Ashley and her co-founders, like it's just part of your personal culture.
And it's something that we care about so deeply. Right. And for us, it's less of a business or a product and more of a mission and more of a movement, right? Like rallying everyone to start thinking about this in a different way. And even the way that I talk about our business has changed a lot over the years, right? Like I honestly even the word waste and upcycling waste, like it's what it is, but it's not like waste that's something that we shouldn't want. It's, hey, this is the healthiest part of the whole fruit and vegetable, right? So again, 95% of the fiber, and that fiber is also prebiotic fiber, which I don't know how much of a gut health nerd you are, Lori, but the kombucha companies really popularized probiotics, right? The good bacteria in your gut. But what we're really not talking about too much yet is prebiotics. And prebiotics are really this food for the probiotics. And, without the probiotics will die. And so people are taking these really expensive probiotic pills, but, it's not necessarily doing anything for you if you don't have prebiotics to support that. And juice pulp is uniquely all prebiotic fiber, which is really great.
That is great. I actually didn't realize that. I know about prebiotic and probiotic just through all the nutrition information. I've been privileged to, serving the role that I have in the produce industry. But and yes, I believe in gut health. I mean, some of the things that you and I talked about in our pre-show conversations, I see the biggest. You mentioned this when you eat foods like what Pulp Pantry granola bites are. I see it in my skin more than anything else. I see it in my healthy skin, and it's just this overall vibrancy. Like you feel really good, but you also have like just this healthy look to you. And I get that when I'm eating an abundant amount of fruits and vegetables. And then when I'm also, if I'm craving that snacky food item, if I choose something like the Pulp Pantry snacks, I feel great. I don't have any of those negative side effects that I sometimes have if I make an unhealthy choice. So
that's true. I mean, I really deeply believe that food should make you feel good, right? Food should be an exciting, enjoyable experience from beginning to end and even after, right? Like I don't want to eat something and feel gross afterwards. And there's definitely been those points where, I'm eating junk food, like I'm eating a bag of potato chips and I just don't really feel good. Like I feel kind of heavy or I feel lethargic and sluggish. And I don't think you should feel that way when you eat. Like you should feel nourished and energized and feel like it's helping you to be better.
Right. Yeah, no, I love that. And I completely agree. And guys, the Pulp Pantry snacks they're a great option for you. And I will say, check them out. You can go, Ashley, just go to pulppantry.com. And right now, you guys, they have a promotion running where the shipping is included, right? So it's a great time. Buy it direct from pulppantry.com and there's no shipping costs, which is wonderful.
Yeah, and we could throw in a discount as well for any of the listeners for your podcast.
Oh, great.
If you use
why don't we you want to send people to the Instagram page? Why don't we do that? We'll send them to the Instagram page. You guys go to find Pulp Pantry on Instagram or the Produce Moms on Instagram. We will publish your discount code right there. How's that sound?
That's perfect.
Okay. No, we'll also include it in the show notes. But yeah, that's wonderful. So Ashley, anything else? I mean, we always let our guests kind of have the last word here. Your product is remarkable. It really stood out. I mean, you go to these trade shows and there's literally hundreds of booths with people, talking about new, sampling items or talking about new food items. And I think it's quite the compliment to everyone at Pulp Pantry that I legitimately had at least half a dozen of my friends, call me after United Fresh and say, okay, you have to check out Pulp Pantry. You're going to love it. You're going to love Ashley. And I'm so glad they did, because shortly after they sung your praises. That was when I tried the product and been a fan ever since. So.
Well, that is so sweet of you. I mean, honestly, it is. And all of those women have been so wonderful and such great supports. And honestly, what I love about this industry is that it is so supportive. And I think that people also get excited about what we're doing because they realize there's this bigger mission behind it. And I think also as fellow women, it's like you want to support like women-owned companies that are doing good in the world. I hear that over and over. And I know from my perspective, I want to support the same kinds of businesses. And I guess like as last words, right, it really comes down to a mission for us, right, to make fruits and vegetables as ubiquitous as grains and sugar are, right? We want to make it easier and more convenient and delicious and fun for people to eat more fruits and vegetables in their diets. And if anyone out there like believes in that mission and is excited about it too and wants to talk about it with us, has any ideas, like message me on Instagram. We're at Pulp Pantry. Like I'll respond to you. Me or my co-founder will, and we're so excited to hear from people because it's really about building this community and this collective consciousness around what it means to be healthier as individuals, but also to be better stewards of our planet and the environment, and ultimately just create a better world for everyone. So anyone who's interested has any ideas around this in any capacity, we would really love to hear from you.
I love that. So Ashley, you obviously embody what I would identify as a social entrepreneur. You guys, this is so much more than bringing a grain-free granola to your homes. I mean, that's evident in Ashley's passion and really just the whole story of Pulp Pantry. But I do encourage you all, visit pulppantry.com. Check out what these gals are doing. It's remarkable. They're making a big difference. And I just can't thank you enough, Ashley. I really can't, for not only being a guest on the show, but just what you do and how you do it with so much passion. It's exactly you're exactly the kind of people. When I started this podcast, this is exactly the kind of person I wanted on the show, was someone who's just doing work that matters and has the same kind of passion that I have in my day-to-day life for the produce industry. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for your passion and for your innovation with what you do.
Lori, you are so sweet. I really appreciate that so much. It really means a lot.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll close out the show today. But Ashley, one more time, tell people where they can go to learn more about your delicious granola bites and where they can find you online.
Absolutely. You can head over to our website, www.pulppantry.com. Pulp like juice pulp, pantry like items in your pantry. And you can hit us up on Instagram, DM me, comment, message. I'll message you back. And yeah, we're on Facebook, any of the above. Super
That's
excited.
Right. I think this is just Pulp Pantry, you guys are just getting started. This business is going to just continue to grow and grow. So thank you, Ashley, for your time, for all that you do. And, everyone, we will see you next week. But my goodness, this was a memorable episode. Thank you so much to everyone at Pulp Pantry.
Thanks, Lori.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Produce Moms Podcast. If you or someone you know would like to be a featured guest, just send an email to lori@theproducemoms.com. We know there is a produce mom in you because there's a produce mom in all of us. Join our community on Facebook and all social platforms. Help us change the way America eats. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.